but let's begin tonight with the Baker-less Browns bringing in the Broncos to Cleveland. And Baker officially out tonight. The Browns are already fighting a battle uphill offensively, but that's not the only concern right now. It's not just Baker. Let's get Adam Schefter in here, as I mentioned. Adam, take us through some of the injury news, starting with the wide receiver position for Cleveland.
Well, they activated Jarvis Landry today, Laura, so he is on track to play tonight in a game in which they very well may not have Odell Beckham Jr. We know they're already missing both their running backs, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, both out tonight, but Landry looks like he's on track to be back. That'll be a boost to a Cleveland rushing passing game that they'll need with Case Keenum starting at quarterback. You take a look at all the injuries right there, all the players who have notable injuries going into tonight's game. There were 20 players in Cleveland that did not practice this week, and Thursday Night Football is always a physical challenge for a team, but there may not be a team this season that faces a more demanding, grueling schedule than the Cleveland Browns this week, being asked to do what they do tonight. And as for the Broncos, Teddy Bridgewater, he is expected to be out there despite the fact that he's been nursing his own foot injury.
All right, more from Adam coming later in the show, all the latest right here. And Dan, it's easy to forget that back in 2017, Case Keenum came in and went 11-3 playing in Stefanski's offense in Minnesota. What should the game plan look like tonight for him?
Live in 13 personnel. How many different plays can I call from 13 personnel? 13 personnel is one back, 3 tight ends. This has got to be an Austin Hooper, David Njoku, Harrison Bryant type of game. Listen, you can push the ball downfield in 13 with this offense just as much as you could in different personnels for them, because all 3 of those tight ends are good in the run game. They're great pass catching receivers, not only possession stuff, but they can create big plays. And Njoku's got vertical speed, so I think it's really a focus point. They can still run the football out of that. That puts an extra body oftentimes. Key, you know this, next to a tackle that might not be playing in Jack Conklin, so that backup tackle's got an extra body there. They can run it. They can go play action. They can go play action screens out of it, still get into their empty sets. This has got to be a 13 personnel game for the Cleveland Browns.
I think you mix in 13 personnel. Dan is right. You need to be able to protect the quarterback. It helps on the edge with the tackles being missing. You got Peoples-Jones. You got Higgins, you just got Landry back, and you have a quarterback who's a veteran, not a rookie, that knows the system. You go back to 2017, he understands what they want to get done. You don't have to push the ball down the field, but you certainly have to decide to separate yourself from what you've been doing in the past with Baker Mayfield. And you have the opportunity to do it now with a quarterback with experience.
Okay.
This is not a guy who's chopped liver. Although he lost his job as a starter, he can still play at a high level. Remember, this is not a rookie. This is not a guy off the streets that they just signed a week ago. This is a guy who's been in this system. So it's a plug-and-play type situation. But 13 personnel, mix it in, it will help.
Let Case Keenum rip. I'm agreeing with both of y'all. Lean into this passing game. That's where your best skill players are. Everybody else hurt, right? We know what this backfield is when Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt is healthy. You don't have that at your disposal. I see what you're saying, D.O., about the 13. Get Dearness Johnson going. Listen, Callahan is not going to allow this team. Callahan, the offensive line coach for the Cleveland Browns, running game coordinator, is not going to allow Kevin Stefanski to come out. Let me rephrase, because that may be a riff. He's going to press that they still can run the football. There will be emphasis put on that. But the bottom line is, based on what you said, D.O. and Key, is that your best positions are pass catchers.
Yeah.
Lean into that. That is how Case Keenum and the Cleveland Browns are going to have a chance to win this football game. Your MO is demolished in your backfield. Throw the rock down the field, man, and try to make it happen and put some points on the board.
You guys talk about those receivers. I would do everything I can to get them opposite Patrick Surtain as well. The Peoples-Jones, I get them opposite them.
Okay, well, on the flip side of this, especially with all the injuries on the offense for the Browns, how much pressure is on this Browns defense?
Show up. If there's ever a game to show up, this is the night. This was the weakness last year as a football team, and we talked all offseason that it was going to be a strength. They invested in it. Look at Denzel Ward, first-round pick. You want big money? Show up tonight. Myles Garrett, highly paid. Clowney, got a lot of money. John Johnson was brought over to be a superstar safety. Show up. Not only these guys that have been paid money, they got 4 guys in their secondary. One is in Denzel Ward that are top 2-round draft picks in the last 2 years. Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, Grant Delpit, and Greedy Williams. This organization has invested in a defense. If there was ever a week for a defense to show up and be the reason that your team wins a game, It is tonight in Cleveland. Myles Garrett, lead the way, wreck the game.
They got a lot of first and second round picks on that defense.
Yeah, they do. I mean, we felt like even with Cleveland hosting the draft, they had put in perfect particular pieces to really fill out that defense. Need them to play well tonight.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.